On this week's episode of FR Racing's Garage Talk, we're going to wrap up the Wednesday Night Dash season, talk about how it went.
And I get called out, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, you did. And we'll talk a little NASCAR, a little Formula One, and we'll go through the end of season calendar coming up right now. Welcome to an all new FR Racing's Garage Talk. I'm DJ Flook.
I'm Eric Richardson.
We're laughing because we're not getting into the details behind it, but we just had to do a review on some points for our final standings, and it's just the discussion that broke out as a result of it was quite funny. You just, as long as you have to be there, but
Yeah, I gotta be there, and I make fun of myself. What else is new?
what? So Wednesday Night Dash season 10 is in the books, and can you believe that with 10 seasons?
No, I mean you look at it, and you go, "Wow, 10 seasons. They've been going at it for 10 years." No, we have
No, we
we have
do
multiple seasons a year.
we do 3 seasons a year. Actually, the one. So for those that don't know, we started season one was like a pilot season. It was like the equivalent of the cage from Star Trek, the original series. It exists in folklore, but not much more than that. Um, it's Captain Pike. The only consistency was Spock. Everybody else. I mean, I guess Majel Barrett came back in various roles in the series, but anyway, we've already ventured down that path. Um, So we started season one in January 2022. It was an IndyCar season. We planned on mixing an IndyCar season. We've been through this. IndyCar lost the license, so it turned into a whole NASCAR. The NASCAR has evolved, but now we've got to a point where we've got a really good competitive field, a good size field, and we've got a formula that works. It's very unique in the sense that people are like, that's short. It's like, well, yeah, some people don't want to do 3 hour races every week. They don't have time for 3 hour races.
Yeah,
So
some people that we've talked to, they like that it's short.
yeah, we
It's
do that on
not
purpose.
the short races that you get in the open lobbies that are just toxic. And why did you run into me? Is you flew up across the track into me. You don't get that type of stuff.
Nope. So you know, this was just a creation. I said it at the end of the broadcast. This started as a just Erik and I would just get on online and race once a week on Wednesday evenings. And we get on and we host a Twitch. It was in September of 2021. We go on Twitch for like the first time ever. And just for no apparent reason out of my mouth, I said, "Welcome to Wednesday Night Dash." Don't know why.
And there
Uh,
you go.
yeah, I mean, I think part of it, I mean, one, it was Wednesday, duh. But the thing is that, and it was nighttime. But the thing is, we were doing for that race, we were doing the DW12 at Charlotte was our first little pilot experience with this, where it was just, it's just me and Erik hanging out and driving and figuring this out. And it turned into
Me
the league.
trying
But
to throw my wheel out the window because it didn't work.
we spent hours trying to tweak your wheel and finally figured it out. And I still don't know what we did to fix it finally. I mean, we
It was in
changed.
that coding. We changed one
Yeah,
number and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'll work now.
yeah, it was weird. Like I didn't have that problem in years. Like you were like 5 seconds off the pace. You couldn't keep the wheel straight. It was
No, it
bizarre.
was driving itself. Like going in a straight line, wheel just goes turn wall.
So let's see. So let's do some math here. So we started with the 10 race season in what, season seven?
And I think we've done it for 4 seasons now.
Yeah.
This
So
whole
that'd been
year.
season
And
seven. Eight, nine,
it's
and
either
10 were
three or
this year.
four.
So 40, and then six times eight is 48, 40. So this was race 88. 88. Hey, this
It's
was
gonna be
week.
fun. Season 12, race number two. It's gonna be a biggie.
Yeah, we've completed 88 races in the Wednesday Night Dash series. And it's just funny. I'm watching on the Discord and I just see random people like popping in online. Like, what is going on?
So
But
why are there so many messages blowing up my chat?
so we've done 88 races. We've done technically, officially as a broadcaster, we've done 20 IndyCar races, but another. Were you doing 10 race seasons when you were behind closed doors?
Yeah, I think so.
I need to minimize Discord. We're gonna ruin the show. I gotta.
This is what happens. Oh, if you want to see the hilarity, you at least got to come out and join our Discord. Even if you don't
Just
run with us, come join the
well, you
club.
got to join the league to see these are the private league
Yeah,
channels.
it is in the Winston at Dash League, but some of our
This
other
is
chats too get fun.
this is like it's just like Chris. Just I'm just gonna send him the Zoom link. Just Chris, just get in here.
Oh man, yeah, we have drinks in our hand, but we've not been drinking
No,
like for
this is it. Like
hours.
this is a Miller High Life. You
Now, I
know,
would not condone us going out driving, but
no,
we could
yeah,
on the sim at least.
yeah. I mean, this is what was it, 4%? I don't know.
It's water.
It's good. I have a friend who's like a total beer snob, and he's always buying these like craft beers. And he'll send me pictures of his craft beers, and I'll reply back with a picture of my Miller High Life or my Budweiser or my Michelob Ultra.
Yeah.
Oh man. But anyway, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
40 races down
incredible.
in Indy too.
It's just incredible just how far we've come in. I mean, it's only been, formally 3 years. We've done 3 years of
And
racing.
we're not going to try to even claim that we're perfect on this. There's stuff that
No,
we can improve. There's things that I'm sure people look at and be like, that is so dumb. Why are you doing it?
you
Because
know
we
what?
want to.
We found a niche that was underserved in the league world. We found people, we put the prize pool together to, make it fun, but also too, you put a prize pool in there. It's a little bit more of expensive of an entry, but one, you're racing for something. I mean,
Hmm.
technically, doesn't this make us professionals because we're racing for money? I mean, but anyway,
Mhm.
we get the prize pool, but it also too, like, there's plenty of leagues out there that's just like, hey, come on by race, pay a $5 broadcast fee, which I don't know. They must have sponsors because you cannot hire a broadcaster charging a $5 broadcast fee for a season. Um, but it's been really good. And we found this. It took a while to build it up, but once all that momentum built up, got a good quality group of drivers. We got this group inside Discord. It's fun. We've been very lucky on very minimal toxic experiences inside the league.
Hmm.
And even the moments we had weren't that bad. Uh, but we've been very lucky that we found a great group that we race with from all over all kinds of backgrounds, all sorts of ages. We have the youngest is probably 17 or 18 years old, and I want to say our oldest driver is 60.
Yeah, probably good range. It's
Yeah,
nice that we cover lots of different areas and we all just come together and have fun.
yeah, it's mostly people in the East Coast with the Midwest. There's some Mid-South people in there. Um, I'm out here in Arizona. Mark Vickers is out here in Arizona. Somebody's in California, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember who right off.
I might be confusing somebody in the Indy League. But it's mostly East Coast and Midwest, which we did the late start to because it's like there's so many East Coast leagues that start at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's like it's
Yeah,
four
it's too
o'clock,
early
guys.
for me.
I'm not home at 4 o'clock. It's
You're not
uh,
home. I'm still getting ready for dinner and got to feed a kid, so
yeah, and
I need the
I
late time.
well, and on top of that, like 7 o'clock is pushing it sometimes for me. But I've had people like, can't you start a little earlier? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I'm I am not a selfish person, but in this case, I'm going to be selfish because I want to participate. We set this time because it's good for me. But hey, we're in daylight savings, so I'm only 2 hours behind the East Coast next week when I shift over to Mountain Time.
Yeah.
So hey, I could start at 8 o'clock now.
Helps out a little bit when we do this.
Yes, yeah, it's late for you when we record. I mean, we jump into it pretty fairly quickly after the race ends, but
Let's be honest though, I'm still up till 2, 3 o'clock.
yeah, it's like, what does it matter to
We've
you? Like,
covered this.
I, yeah, we've, you're still a night owl. I'm like trying to go to bed at a reasonable hour where I used to be like, actually the other weekend I stayed up till like 2 o'clock. So yeah, it was this last weekend. I stayed up till 2 o'clock because I was watching Office Space, and
Oh, great movie.
it is a great movie, and it was recommended to me on Hulu. It's like, you might like this movie. I'm like, you are right. I do like this movie. And I went ahead and I hit play and watched it. And then I realized that it was going to show commercials. So I said, heck with this. I own the movie. So I just went over into my Apple library on my Apple TV, watched, picked up the movie. So I didn't have to watch commercials. But
Much better way to do that.
great movie. Very, very funny movie. And unfortunately, all too accurate.
It is very accurate.
As somebody who's sat in, well, I mean, not anymore. You know, this spot I'm sitting, the difference between me recording and this show versus me working during the day is this. This is recording. This is me working during the day. I mean, my work laptop is right here. So
The next time I actually have to buy a stapler, I'm probably gonna buy a red one.
I believe you stole my stapler.
Such a great character.
It's not my job.
If it wasn't already taken, I'd definitely do a
Yeah.
jump to conclusions board. But
This is a jump to
ideas are
conclusions, Matt.
get it right, dude. Talk about how you idiot.
uh, Stephen Root, who played Milton, he is a great character actor. He's been in a lot of TV and movies, and you're like, wait, that's Milton? Like, oh yeah. Another movie that he's really good in is Cedar Rapids.
I haven't seen that.
It's one of those movies they keep like they'll advertise it on in the iPhone that you can buy it for like $5. It came out in 2009-ish, and it was there's a division of Fox, what they called Fox Searchlight, where they like try to give like startup directors, these underfunded scripts, and give these like startup directors a chance to like break into it, and they like hire big name actors to be in their movies. And so Cedar Rapids stars Ed Helms. It has John C. Reilly, who I think is amazing, and Anne Hesh is in it, the late Anne Hesh. Who else is in it? Mike O'Malley, who people our age remember him as the host of Guts. Remember Nickelodeon's Guts? He was the
I like
host of
that
that.
show.
Yeah, he was the host of that. I saw something the other day, speaking of Nickelodeon. Legends of the Hidden Temple was staged.
Another great show. I liked it at the time, staged or not.
Some of the things, like some of the stupidity that happened on the show, like you look back on it and you're like, well, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but there was some thing that accused the show, or somebody who was on the show said it was staged and they were told what to do, and it's like predetermined who was going to win. But they go into the temple and you're always yelling at them when they would do the Shrine of the Silver Monkey, and they'd put it backwards and couldn't get it
That's it.
right.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Stop doing
and
it.
it's just like, you can't possibly be that stupid. And they might not have. It may have been because it was staged, but
They were told, do it repeatedly.
yeah, be an idiot here. Once you get here, be an idiot, slow yourself down. And it's unfortunate. I did a Breakfast Club costume at Purdue as we did Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Uh,
I
wait,
think
no,
like
no, it
my
wasn't. No, it
age.
wasn't. We did, or no, my wife and I, we did Halloween as Legends of the Hidden Temple. We did Double Dare for Breakfast Club.
I
We
think
went down.
everybody our age wanted to be on one of those
Yeah,
shows.
right. We did the Double Dare, so it was I was the red team. Me and my wife were the red team, and a friend of ours and his wife were the blue team. And we got like the swishy pants to go with it, and so we had like red and blue, the matching swishy pants, and
I should look on Amazon or Etsy and see if they have those shirts. And
Yeah,
just be like,
yeah. Oh, they
I
do.
want
Like
you.
you can find them all, but they had Legends of the Hidden Temple. I had an orange iguana shirt.
Need to get that one, the Double Dare and Guts.
Do you have it? Actually, they sell officially licensed Double Dare shirts at Hot Topic.
No way.
Yeah, they sell the blue and the red shirt at Hot Topic. And then there's like off-brand ones that you can buy from like T Public and other random stores.
I'd probably rather get the off brand because it's going to be $20 cheaper.
No, actually, the off-brand one is only $1.90 cheaper than the Hot Topic one.
Oh, wow. We'll get the official.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a throwback shopping at Hot Topic.
Know a theme for next year. I know we're still a long ways out from our new season, but I got to think of what kind of car to make. We go a branded car from a sponsor or
Well, I mean, we did unveil last week, late last week, after we recorded this, but before the show aired. But we officially spun off our broadcast division of FR Racing into its own standalone entity.
oh yeah, we did do that, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did do that. This has been something we've been planning for a while. It's just, um, the official name of our venture is called Showtime Esports Productions, and yeah, this is just public what I'm about to say. It's already been announced formally, but it's Stadium Scene TV, which I'm the majority owner of that. Uh, we're going to be focusing pretty heavily in 2025 on the live esports. It's been just amazing success through Wednesday Night Dash and the Indy Racing World Series, and trying to get the GT League revamped and launched. Maybe some kind of developmental league. Uh, we've got a lot of things that we're experimenting with and considering, and one of the other things we're taking on too is Stadium Scene announced that they'll be unveiling Rocket League in 2025, and we're behind on the planning there. But we ran some test matches. We've got broadcasters all synced up with that. We've got the broadcast figured out. We just don't have the league figured out yet. So we're going to be working on that over the holidays and getting that launched with we're calling it a Q1. So we'll have Rocket League matches. We'll have the iRacing at least twice a week, most weeks, sometimes 3 times a week, maybe 4 times a week. We'll see. And we're building up that bench and giving people opportunities to broadcast. They want to broadcast Rocket League, they want to broadcast iRacing, and go to showtimecenters.com and you can apply to join our bench. Unfortunately we don't have anything locked in right now, but as soon as we get a bit of a bench built, we're going to start trying to recruit outside leagues to broadcast on Stadium Scene TV and just kind of supplement our coverage that we can get iRacing ideally every night of the week is the goal. At least every night of the week.
Yeah, and that development league that we're looking at would be fairly short races, similar to like the rookie races in the official league, lounges. But that'd be also a good shot to just be able to get out, start building up your broadcast resume, get some experience in 25, 30 lap races and pop in, get some practice. That's probably what I'll end up doing too. And then get you set up for the bigger races.
Yep. So it's, Wednesday Night Dash was originally supposed to be a developmental league, and this year it kind of like took off and it's no longer a developmental league. I said on the broadcast, like last year, it's like I was pushing for top fives every week. No problem. I mean, I didn't, but I was pushing for top fives several times. And now it's like I'm struggling to get inside the top 10 in this league. And
yeah, Wednesday Night Dash, you got to move if you're going to be top 5.
yeah, it's just unreal how the existing drivers who've been with us just keep getting better. We've brought in people, they've come into the league that have done a really great job, and just people they're getting better, and I need to step it up because I mean, I'm getting better, but not as quickly as some of the other people in this league.
And our indie league is almost the same way. Even at longer races, you make one little bobble and you're on a struggle bus the rest of the race.
All I can say is I'm glad I won a race finally. I got
Yep,
one.
2024 is a good year for that.
I got one. Uh, Although I'm a little mad at Taka on his call there, where he was focusing on you pack racers. I'm like, hey, I kicked all their butts. You should be focusing on me.
Yeah, you did the fuel mileage game. You came in last lap possible before we went back to green, and we're
I
all
was
going for
I
it.
was in the back of the pack, and I'm like, I'm sitting there trying to do, I'm like doing the math in my head, and I'm like, it's gonna be really, really close. But one is I think I can make it, and two, these guys have to stop in like 20 laps. I could easily get a lap and a half on them on a green flag stop. And if we run green
Yeah,
the rest of the way, I am good.
I
And we
knew
did.
that too, and I knew we were gonna have to stop, and I knew you were back there, and it's like, oh man, we gotta push because we have to get as big of a gap as possible. Then when we came out, we were moving like gangbusters.
Oh, yeah, you guys are scraping off a second a lap.
Yeah, we
It's,
were tracking. We got it pretty close, but I think we
it
still had
was,
what, like a five,
yeah, it was about a 5 second gap.
eight,
And
something in
I,
there.
I got a little bit of a toe at the end, which I mean, if
Yep.
without that toe, I probably still would have won by 2 seconds. I mean, that toe is probably worth about 2 seconds. And I was gonna make it on fuel anyway.
Yeah, and we
So
needed about a second and a half gap before we started to get your toe.
and it just, yeah, I was just on the edge. And that toe I got was just made it a little breathe a little easier. But yeah, I'm just sitting there watching the telemetry, and I'm just like, oh no.
And it was funny. I actually debated like, oh, do I come in right here? I
I
toyed with it also.
I lucked out because I was in the back of the pack. Because if I would have
Yeah, I
been further
was
up and I would have cut in, I think people would have followed me in.
yeah, I
Eh,
was running up front, so it's like I gotta stay out.
that was a gamble that was the only time I think I made a fuel gamble that actually paid off. And you know what? That's fine. I'll take the win.
That's what I really like with that league too. If you get a caution time just right,
Oh,
you can get some big time strategy.
we've had moments too where people thought they were finished, and you get that late caution with about 8 to go, and all of a sudden everybody's packed together, and it's like, oh, well, this just changed.
Yep.
So it's just, we have two leagues, two very, very different cars that drive very, very differently with different rules in place. I guess we can formally announce our spring schedule for Wednesday Night Dash.
Yeah, we
I
can also mention our Indy series too.
Yeah, we'll do that.
At least our kickoff dates and tracks that we're going to use. And
Our
then look for our social media postings for the full schedule.
So the league has seen this already. I'm very happy with this. Like, it's like there's some similarities. We're not doing this season in the Xfinity series. We did the Kentucky, the Chicagoland, Kansas was on the schedule. It's a lot of, mile and a half. And it's like, we had a larger field, and we knew we were gonna have a larger field, and we didn't know, like, we don't really want to pack everybody. It was the first time in the Xfinity car for the series too. We didn't want to pack everybody and like take everybody to Martinsville right off the bat. But you know what? We're gonna take everybody to Martinsville next season. We're kicking off January 8th. We're gonna go to Homestead. We're gonna be under the lights to start the year. Uh, I don't think we've started under the lights before.
I don't think so.
But we'll talk about the NASCAR race at Homestead. And yes, it was 100% the race this weekend is why Homestead is sitting. I mean, it was already on the schedule before, but the reason it's the top of the schedule is because of last weekend. We'll get into that here. But January 15th, we're going to Daytona. January 22nd, we're going back to Kansas Speedway because Kansas has been a great track for the next gen. Just, you can rip just a lot of speed, multiple lines work there. The high side is fast. The high line is fast. It's just, it's a lot of fun to drive, and I wanted to get that back on the schedule again, even though I try to vary it up. February 5th, we're heading to the Tricky Triangle and going to Pocono, which been a while since I mean, we did a truck
This
race
is
at
the
Pocono.
next gen season. We did it.
We did the truck at Pocono.
Yeah, trucks just were there.
Yeah. February 12th, going to Nashville Super Speedway. Our road course on February 26th will be Watkins Glen, which has produced good racing with the next gen, especially this year. That was a great finish. But March 5th, we're going to Martinsville. We have not gone to Martinsville yet, and I've been a little hesitant to schedule Martinsville.
I have time, but I need to buy that track.
I have it. I don't know when I bought it. I think I bought it to try the MX-5 on Martinsville, which, by the way, that was a good race. I don't know if you've watched it yet.
I haven't watched.
It's on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it. It was good. I enjoyed that. March 19th, we're back to Auto Club because just tonight was fun. Tonight was a lot of fun. I think Auto Club, I am so upset at NASCAR that they got rid of that because Auto Club was finally coming in on to its own. With the Warren track, multiple racing lines, it's just a lot of good strategy there. It's a lot of fun. March 26th will be under the lights at the new Atlanta Motor Speedway config. And we will be running super speedway rules, which we need to finalize those. I don't think we're going to change anything there. I think
it worked well this past year.
I think it worked well this past season. We got rid of the stage break and we implemented cautions. We did a green white checker. The race ended under caution at Talladega this year, but I think Atlanta is close enough to a super speedway that
it runs that way now.
It runs that way. I think we need to treat it the same as a super speedway. So we've got 2 super speedway races on the schedule this time around. And then April 2nd, just for chaotic fun, we're going to finish the season at Texas.
That was a good race last time.
It was a good race last time. And we've had really good races at Texas. A lot of people do not like that track. And it's very slick, especially when it gets hot.
Hopefully I don't get loose off of turn 4 and go through pit road and have to take a penalty.
Yes. But
even though I saved it.
So Homestead, Daytona, Kansas, Pocono, Nashville, Watkins Glen, Martinsville, Auto Club, Atlanta, and Texas, running from January 8th to April 2nd. So if you want to race with us, head to frracingonline.com/WND. We'll have the registration form up probably early next week. Go ahead and lock yourself in. We're not going to invoice you for the season until early January. We do usually invoice a week before, but get yourself in. Get yourself locked in. I don't know what the returning numbers are going to be yet, but we may only have room for about 5 or 6 drivers is my guess right now. I could be surprised, but yeah. So Erik, Indy Racing World Series is coming back. What do we got?
Yeah, we're going to kick off on February 4th, assuming tracks and everything line up, because last season we had a couple issues. We had to change the schedule. One track just didn't work. I am going to give it a go again with the season kickoff at Kentucky, but I'm already guessing it's probably going to have to shift based on what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I don't understand why there's so many problems with that fixed config.
Yeah, it just steps out on you as soon as you do anything going into a turn.
I don't get that. Have you tested it in traffic?
The new time attack for this current season, it's the same thing. It steps out. One car I know has figured it out, but maybe it's driver error. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. We got a few months still. The thing I do like about the schedule, there's only 2 road courses, but you have to drive a bunch of these tracks. It's not just a hop in, gas it, and go. As following week, we head to Richmond for the first time in the series.
We've never done Richmond, have we?
And all these tracks do have an IndyCar history on it.
Yes.
They have all run. After Richmond, we head to Belle Isle. It's been a little bit since we've been there. Then it looks like the configuration is going to be there. Hopefully it stays. We will be trying New Hampshire again.
Belle Isle, we last did when we were still behind closed doors.
And then after that, we will visit Chicagoland. That was a Great race, a lot of fun. And then we saw a crazy finish this year or this season at Pocono. So we'll
Yes,
be
we did.
there March 25th.
And hope your monitor works.
Yeah, hopefully I don't black out again. Then we will follow that up with Mid Ohio.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled about that.
Yeah, he's already said like Mid Ohio, what?
You had
Then
me at mid.
then our seasonal trip to
Yeah.
Indianapolis. It'll be the short version this time.
Could you
Then
imagine if we didn't put Indianapolis into the schedule for an Indy series? Like people
there
would be
may
like,
be a
are you
riot and a
nuts?
boycott.
Yeah, people are like, are you nuts? Like
Then
it's like it's
I'm excited for the one afterwards. We got a couple weeks off, April 29th. We're gonna visit Dover.
I
And
don't
then
think
we
I've taken
will
a IR18 out to Dover before.
I'll tell you, I did one of the official races there. That was a lot of fun. And you got to figure out how to drive it. Because you'll either lose time, but you figure out how to stay with the pack. And oh boy, hold on. And then we finish up May 6th at Auto Club. Should be a fun pack
The
race.
defending champion. The defending
Yeah,
champion. Yeah.
defending Auto Club champion is sitting right next to me. Well, figuratively.
Oh,
So that's our season 5 schedule. It is tentative to change. That's just making sure that iRacing keeps configurations and you
so
can actually keep the car on the track.
I'm gonna do a test right now just to see because I know a lot of the drivers we race with listen to the show. I'm gonna say something and give something away for next year's schedule that I think is gonna be a lot of fun. But we're gonna really see who listens to it because this is gonna get comments if you are listening. So the test is out. So we are going back in trucks in the summer, like this has become the regular summer. If we're going to be in trucks, the road course for our truck season will be, of course, Lime Rock Park. It is officially on the schedule. We don't know when yet. Probably going to be somewhere in the middle. But Lime Rock Park will be on the truck schedule this summer.
I'm excited to run that. I'm gonna have to
Hunter
make sure I watch that race.
Hunter sent me this video this morning saying I'm officially suggesting that we add Sebring to the Wednesday schedule. And he sent me this video of a NASCAR driving on Sebring. I'm like,
Oh man.
I said, maybe we'll do an exhibition. That might be a fun, actually. Could you imagine doing I was thinking about this, doing a multi-class exhibition at Sebring where you do a truck Xfinity and a same track at Sebring.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Like, why didn't I think of this sooner? But our multi-class end of year fun race, I think we have to settle on multi-class races, just unusual multi-class races moving forward. But our multi-class race to end the year, which we invite all our drivers to, is just a fun way to end the year. We're gonna do Bristol. We're gonna be into the mini stocks, the legends, and the modified.
I think what we need to do for one in the future,
I think the modified's about 3 seconds faster.
we need to do a Formula One, maybe the GTP, then like a sprint car on an oval. Just cause complete chaos.
Now we're just getting just straight up dumb.
Well,
It's what we do. I gotta pause this.
it makes us us.
Apparently there's a ghost at the door. Hey, happy Halloween, everybody. NASCAR was at Homestead. I didn't watch much of the race. I caught the beginning and then I caught the last several laps.
I started with Formula One, but then I almost stayed with NASCAR because it was actually intriguing.
The Formula One had intriguing moments. I almost forgot there was a Formula One race this weekend.
The first 23 laps or so, then it got kind of boring.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of drama in the Formula One, but on NASCAR with that finish, oof.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick ripping the outside for the win.
Blaney just opened the door. I don't know what he
He
was.
was taking the line that he was going,
Yeah,
and but Reddick just had a fantastic entry too.
yeah.
And the fact that he got the entry and it stuck was just tremendous.
When he was banking on that late caution that he didn't get, he had to stop, puts him in the back. Gets the caution.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
lucky he stayed on the lead lap.
Yeah, he stayed on the lead lap. Otherwise, he would have been finished. But when he pit under green there, um, you could see Michael Jordan sitting on the edge of the pit box, and he's just kind of like, yeah, he just kind of just shook his head and put his head down, like, oh, we tried.
It's funny,
And
the announcers at the time were talking like if he's gonna make it and you see him peel off, no, he's pitting, dude.
yep, so he stays on the lead lap, gets the caution with who was that? Was Lawson?
Yeah, this is a Larson spin.
Yeah,
Trying to
yeah,
go three
Larson.
wide and
Yeah, Larson
spun it.
tried to go three wide, very, very aggressive move, and it was Blaney who spun him. I mean, Larson. It's Larson's fault. That was an.
Yeah, he pushed it. I mean, he's an aggressive driver. I'm gonna give him that.
I mean, he was going for the win. Wanted to
There
lock
was,
himself in.
yeah, I mean, there was space and closing stages of a race. I mean, you got to go for it.
But the thing is, like, I don't think he really. I think he lost like what, one spot, maybe.
Yeah, it really actually didn't hurt him at all. It brought the caution out. He stayed up front
I
and
think, yeah, I think
had a
Hamlin
shot.
ended up ahead of him after that, and you know,
'Cause he never
Hamlin
like fully lost it. He just started going sideways in front of the field.
could have been bad.
Yeah, I mean, you have to throw the caution.
Yeah, oh, no brainer there. But yeah, he lucked out. That was pretty painless compared to what it could have been, and yeah, it just it was so great too. Like I'm all for this like NASCAR following Michael Jordan around. Yeah, pretty soon it's going to turn into the same thing of like, the people complaining about Taylor Swift getting shown every other play, every time Travis Kelce makes a catch. Yeah, it's like Michael Jordan. It's like, but this is Michael Jordan. Like, man's a legend, and he decided he wants to spend his money on your sport. Like,
And now you're gonna potentially shut him out.
now he's suing you.
And his
So
driver's in the final four.
yeah, and his driver's in the front because they said, how awkward would that be? They have to hand the trophy to Tyler Reddick and Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, who are suing them.
That'd be awesome, actually.
It's like, I know I have my bet on Logano winning it all, but if he doesn't win, I want Reddick to win just to see that awkwardness because that is going to be cringy.
And you know what's funny? Throughout the majority of the race, too, the seven remaining cars not locked in the final four were running in the top eight
They
spots.
were, yeah.
And he's had his share of issues, but Carson Hocevar.
He's shown real potential. There's some just what do we call it? Inexperience and maturity. I don't know what the right word is. Uh, but man, he has a lot of potential. It's just one of those things where he's got that raw talent that if he can harness it, man, he'll be really good.
Yeah, but
Maybe,
running up there, that was good to
maybe,
see.
maybe he needs a little bit better bride. Maybe not. But Carson Hocevar had a funny post on social media that when he went to renew his driver's license, he signed out of habit. He signed his name and put his number next to his name on his driver's license.
That's awesome.
And he goes, I didn't even think about it. And then they printed the license, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wait, I put my number next to it.
Oops.
He goes, I just did that out of habit. He goes, anytime I'm signing my name, it's signing an autograph 99% of the time. But he's like, I did it.
Yeah,
He put his driver's license and covered up his personal information, but you see his name, or you see his picture, you see his signature with his number next to him.
that's funny. So we got Logano and Reddick locked in. Who gets left out?
I mean, I think Blaney is kind of
It
world we're hurt.
looks like Bell is probably going to be safe
Yeah, I
unless
think
he
so
just
too.
epically implodes.
Can happen
It's
in
possible.
Martinsville. It's
It is Martinsville.
it is possible.
He's what, like 29 points to the good.
Let's look at the standings here. Playoffs.
29, 26. He's somewhere right there.
Yeah, he's 29 to the good. Byron is +7. Larson is -7. Hamlin -18. Ryan Blaney -38. Chase Elliott -43. So
Blaney and Elliott are must wins.
yeah,
If
I
they don't
mean,
win, they're not making it.
they gotta, and if they don't win, they gotta take a lot of stage points in stage 1 and 2 and have a really good finish.
Bell's going to run for stage points because that's going to help solidify him and cover a bad finish.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be hard to track that down when the winner only gets 40.
Yeah, I mean, short of him just eating it and finishing dead last.
He's got to like wreck out on the first stage and not be able to continue.
Could you imagine if Larson misses?
I mean, that's kind of one of my arguments with the playoff system. It'd be fun. Let all these drivers, instead of 16, just take 12 or 10 and let them duke it out for 10 races. Most points wins.
Yep.
So then you can absorb a bad race.
You got called out.
I did. I'm glad I did.
You got called out. So, mailbag time.
Yeah,
never,
first mailbag. I'm excited.
we've never done a mailbag before, but maybe we should do a mailbag. That'd be fun. All right. So, our good friend Hunter Hughes. I saw this pop up. So on Spotify now, listen to us on Spotify. You can leave comments for shows that pop up in our feed. And he said, I don't understand what Erik has against the stages, lol. In my opinion, it's really good for the sport in the world where everything is so quick and attention spans are low. A 3.5 hour race with no cautions would be incredibly boring, and no one aged 18 to 25 would want to watch. The stages add extra tension to the race that could be otherwise rather boring. There's a reason why TikTok and Reels are 30 seconds to a minute videos are popular right now. They need to play to the crowd and stop trying to be the 90s again. He called you old.
That's okay. I am old.
I read that. I just burst out laughing and I took a screenshot. Sent it right
Yeah,
over
you
to you.
sent it to me. You know, I think so much of it changes up the racing so much, at least from what I'm seeing. We see so many just stage one, stage two, run caution free. They just run around. And it's
The
not
the
really
half
until
the half throttle Talladegas. I think that's the part
that's the
that
big one.
bugs me.
Talladega, Daytona, when they're just kind of cruising, staying in line at 50, 60% throttle, just trying to make fuel mileage. That's where I want to see the race. If we can eliminate that, then they're going to run 100% the entire time because there's no point not to.
Do we change
And
the
for,
stages where fuel, like you can't do that?
yeah, if we can change up something, then, it's going to make it a little bit more entertaining. And I want to see the racing. I don't want to just see him trying to get to the stage or 10 laps to go. Let's race for position now. And if we want to look at it, maybe it's something, let's just do away with the stages, but let's shorten the majority of the races.
The thing with
Let's make it a little bit longer than that third stage, but let's just make it a 200-mile race instead of 4 and 500.
the thing with Talladega and Daytona, and you've got that really in Atlanta too, where you got that tight pack racing. Watching those races gives me anxiety, knowing that one minor slip up, one bad push, and like half the field is destroyed. Like I have anxiety watching those races, but I'm on the edge of my seat the whole time because of like who's gonna screw up, who's gonna make a bad push, who's gonna you know get loose and slide up into somebody else's lane. Like what where's the chaos? Because it always happens. Like, has there ever been a case where we've had a race that didn't have a big one?
There's been a couple here and there, but more than likely you're going to get
I
it.
mean, not a 20 car big one, but I mean, there's been 5, 6, 7 plus consistently,
And
and
maybe it's
one destroyed jet dryer.
yeah. And maybe it's something like some of the more off key races, maybe those just go shorter. Do away with stages, go shorter races. Keep your marquee, like your Daytona 500. Let's keep that Coke 6,
Yeah, I think
Brickyard
those two,
400,
you
the
kind of
Southern
have to.
5. Maybe we keep those at like the full on race. And it's actually really funny is like the very next day after you sent me that, I see a posting with Carl Edwards talking about stage breaks. And I think he was kind of right in it too, that you take away some of that race strategy. If you can build a 15-second lead, then all of a sudden it's just like, hey, you're done. Now everybody's going to be right back to you. So it kind of changes up the dynamic of the race too a little bit. I
Yeah,
think you could see a lot more strategy in do you run long or do you short pit or how do you do things, not just, oh, what's my pit strategy to get to 20 laps from now, but it's the entirety of the race, not just from stage to stage a little bit. So I would actually enjoy seeing
I
like a hybrid shorten up some of these races. They don't need to be 500 miles
no,
long,
no. I mean, and
especially this day
especially
and age. You're absolutely right, Hunter. Like I do agree with that.
yeah, and you look at some of these races too, like
I mean, look at
spe-
Formula One. They don't
they,
refuel.
they don't refuel. They're done in 90 minutes. Like even in rain delay situation, it's like, okay, they put the timer on there. We're like, we're gonna just see what we can do in 45 minutes and give out partial points,
And
call
even
it a
most of
day.
the IndyCar races are an hour and a half, 2 hours, and they do refuel. So I think there's some things that we can look at and maybe get the best of both worlds.
I think that's too you bring up a good point with the length of a Formula One race. I mean the racing itself is not often good, but people still watch it because one, they sell it as a show. They sell it as
There's
entertainment.
the show,
They
there's a
got the
storyline behind it.
yeah, they've got the storyline, they've got the drive to survive, which hooked people. And but they keep it quick. Like if they drug out a race 4 hours, I don't think you'd be dealing with anywhere close to the popular. I think people would lose interest and they're gone. I mean, I even at an hour and a half, it's just like, okay, I think I've seen enough. I'll check back in at the end.
Yeah, I started to tune out of Mexico there by the end of it because I was brought into the NASCAR.
Ugh. But yeah, Max and Lando had another run in.
So
Max ends
Hunter,
up
thank you for bringing up that.
it's a
I'm glad
valid
we
point.
did.
It's he's absolutely right. I mean, it's the
Mhm.
same, we've talked about this too. It's the same reason why baseball put a pitch clock in. Nobody wants
I
to
actually
watch baseball.
had a thought of when that message came through. How long until we see baseball just shorten up their games to like 6 innings?
That would be a significant burden on alcohol sales. I mean,
Yes.
the stadiums were upset about the pitch clock because it hurt alcohol sales. If you're making your game 6 innings now, I mean, you might as well not even sell beer because you're gonna have to stop selling by the fourth inning.
Just one of those things, food
I
for
mean,
thought.
it's not having everybody drunk isn't like obviously it's not a
It's not a
bad
bad
thing,
thing.
but they bank so much of their revenue on selling $15 beers.
Yep.
It's but at the same time, it's like okay, the Los Angeles Dodgers won the World Series with their $1 billion payroll. Like, do we really need 25 guys with contracts that add up to like $1 billion or whatever it is? I don't know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's just I get it. Like, you got wealthy owners. NASCAR has the same problem. You've got billionaires and billionaires fighting. Like that's the story of professional sports. The billionaire owners fighting with the millionaire athletes. And ultimately you get screwed, the fans.
Yep.
It's like,
Every
do I
time.
do I want to pay $1,200 to go to a Formula One race? No. Am I? No. Do I want to pay $400 to go to an NFL game? Not a chance. Am I going to pay $30 to go to an Xfinity race? Absolutely. Which I will be next week.
So lots of different things. We're dipping into other sports and different conversations, but no, it'd be fun to see.
On the topic of Formula One, Vegas is coming up in a few weeks, and they are struggling to sell tickets again.
Bet you can
And
get the Lewis Hamilton special.
yeah, you got that too?
Hey, you sent it to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot I did that. Yeah. So they're offering the Lewis Hamilton special, which is 44% off the ticket price.
You get some other
And
perks tossed in there.
yeah, it's actually not a terrible deal. Um, so they are on the West Harmon Grandstand. You get a free limited edition Lewis Hamilton hat with every order. And the ticket normally is $1,200 for the 3-day pass, and it is now down to $672 plus taxes and fees, which is probably another $200. But in there you get one, you got a grandstand seat, a good view, I think.
You don't have
And
a grandstand in a Formula One race, you can't see anything.
yeah.
General admission, good luck seeing the track.
You're just kind of like,
I hear it.
yeah, you get assigned seating in the grandstand. You get the limited edition hat, the 3-day ticket, and complimentary food, water, and soft drinks for $600 a person. That's not terrible. I mean, it's still I'm not paying that.
200, 250 a day. Don't forget, you probably have that $10 convenience fee added in.
$10, probably $100. Next, let's see. Let's put it in the cart. And I am not buying this because
You don't hit submit.
I will be in very, very big trouble.
We will not see DJ again on this show.
The show will be canceled. All right, let's see here. Buy a ticket. Hang tight. We're working on your request.
Yeah, while we're doing this, Mexico City, first 23 laps was pretty insane.
Yuki Tsunoda in a Q1 or in the lap one crash.
Was it Albon bumped him, but somebody else, was it Gasly, pinched Albon, sent him over, then Tsunoda goes backwards, brings out a safety car right away, which took 6 laps to clean up. Then Max is doing Max things, ended up with 20 seconds worth of penalties. Perez had a good start, even though he started in the back, but lined up too far forward and then just went downhill after his 5-second stop.
All right, so I have 2 tickets penciled in.
Now let's see.
14. I have 4 minutes to make my sale, which
no, don't hit submit.
I am in big trouble if I do. Okay.
What if it
So
was just a business expense?
The grand total for 2 seats is $1,464.96. So we divide that up by 2.
So what, 1340.
What did I say it was? $1,464.96.
So 120 in taxes and fees.
So $732.48. What did we say it was? It was $672. So $61. That's
not
less than what I thought it would be. I jokingly said to my wife, like, hey, you want to take the kids to Vegas? Because why not take a couple of 6-year-olds to Las Vegas during the most chaotic event of the year?
Yes.
I will not be doing that.
What's your take with Verstappen and Norris dueling right now?
Boys will be boys. Max was a bit reckless, I think.
It's funny. A little bit earlier here, I read an article. It was Juan Pablo Montoya talking about all this and basically saying, Norris, just wreck him. Just don't move. Let him crash into you or you crash into him and stop being bullied. You're being too nice.
Said the man who once crashed into a jet dryer. Second time we made that reference tonight.
Not often we get to do that.
Juan Pablo.
I think there's some truth to it. No, don't be nice.
Problem is, the two of them are pretty close friends.
They are.
I don't think they would do that because Max has made the comment before. Like, I don't, he's made comments before that, like, he doesn't want to push Lando because of how close he is to it. And it gets back to that, the old school argument of like, these drivers are too friendly with each other. In my day, we hated each other. It's like, I don't have a problem with the fact that drivers are friends and hang out off the track and, share a
No, I think
plane.
it's really cool.
I think it's fine. I mean, it's camaraderie. Like, it's like you're in this together for a full year. You got to see each other all the time. I mean, what's the fun of hating each other other than like doing some fan service? Oh, these two
No,
hate
I
each other.
just caught the article headline of it, but there was even something earlier here about how Jeff Gordon looked up to Dale Earnhardt. They were
Yeah,
fierce competitors on the track, but racers like that, they
but
still get
and
along
they
outside.
they got along and they respected each other.
That's the
Remember,
thing. As long as you can race with each other with respect, you put that helmet on and you can go.
it's funny. Remember when Dale made the comment about like Jeff drinking milk because he's like a kid or whatever, and he wins his championship and he's like drinking milk. They cut to Dale and Dale's just shaking his head laughing. They told me that I would just be drinking milk at my victory. Well, guess what? You're right.
And then, I saw an interesting take too that by Max taking the second 10-second penalty by doing the off track and staying in front of Norris, not giving it up, maybe actually helped impede him enough to not be able to catch up to Sainz and possibly win. So it saved him points in the championship.
Yeah.
Took the sacrifice to save points. So maybe
I mean, it hurt him in the
maybe that's right.
constructors.
Hurt the constructors, but I think it's kind of
It,
given that they've conceded that one now.
what do we got? We got 4 to go, and Red Bull is in third in the constructors.
Yeah, one,
I mean,
two,
it's not.
1-3 by Ferrari. That's a lot of points real fast.
I mean, it's not Max's fault by any means. What did Checo finish? 17th. Is
Yeah, he was
Check.
moving up and then just went downhill.
Well, Liam Lawson took out his side pod,
Yep. Yeah,
and
Czech was not too happy with that one.
no, he wasn't. This is his home race, and it's probably his last home race. And now, they're saying, oh, Checo's going to announce his retirement at Mexico at his home race. Now, Brazil will be his last race. Like,
Did you see what Lawson did during all that too?
didn't he give him the finger?
Man, holds up the hand and gives him the finger. And he's
I
like,
know.
"Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
And
When you're trying to
then,
get in, probably not the best look you should be doing."
and Leclerc, the post race, dropped an F bomb. He's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't want to join Max.
That's where it's fun too. They just make fun of each other all the time.
I enjoy, like,
Speaking of penalties, Connor Jones gets a one race suspension for his
oh, did he
intentional wreck
really?
on Matt Mills. Yep,
Yeah.
it is official. One race suspension.
I'm kind of, I mean, there's only 2 races to go in the truck seat. Wait, 1 or 2?
Um,
Are the trucks in
Two.
Martinsville?
They're at Martinsville.
They are. So 2 races to go. They need to sit them the rest of the year. Like, that was not cool. Yeah, he was in the hospital for smoke inhalation for a couple days. Like, they were
Yeah, it's
concerned
two
about his
days.
breathing, and I mean, he's home now, I believe. Was it Mills? Matt Mills?
Yes. I like
Uh,
how
of these
I need to go
sponsorships
back and listen
races.
to his radio of how he dropped several expletives and accused Mills of blocking him numerous times over the season.
The
Um,
truck race at Martinsville this weekend is called the Zip Buy Now Pay Later 200.
Kid, that's racing.
That's a classic truck series. Like, yeah, why not have a shady payday loan company? Oh yeah, the Xfinity race is the National Debt Relief 250, and then the Martinsville race is the Xfinity 500.
Not to be confused with the Xfinity race. Not too bad. No wall ride this weekend.
Nope, no wall ride.
They still have his car on display at the shop.
Yeah, yeah. That shouldn't go anywhere. Like that's a piece of history. What did he finish? Like eighth or something like that?
Got through.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like what other time did a driver who finished in like eighth place, his car was put in a museum, basically.
Yeah, that
What
doesn't
what
happen.
did he finish in that race? Like,
He was one spot up on Hamlin.
yeah. And he didn't even need to be ahead of Hamlin. He just needed to make up like 5 points.
So we got what? Formula One going to Brazil.
Chastain finished fourth in that race. So he would have been about eighth. Yeah, and poor Christopher Bell sneaks into the championship, wins the race, and nobody's paying any attention to him.
Yeah, watching that finish, I'm like, wait, there's a car in the wall. What just happened?
Rick Allen, take a look at this. The the best part was when they were interviewing Ross after the race and they were towing his car by as he's talking, and he just looks over and sees his like smashed up car and he just starts laughing. He's just cracking up.
So I tried it in a video game.
I think Carl Edwards tried to do something similar to that, or just some ridiculous video game pass and just ended up in the wall instead.
Yeah, maybe.
Carl Edwards.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see what happens with Formula One. I'm sure it'll be chaotic in the first few laps, and then it's just going to be a parade again.
Yeah. It's like
They
you got
could
to see
just
the
figure
start.
out if they can just figure out how to keep cars closer together, it'd be great. Uh, you have 30 seconds. Oh, car in front of me is 25 seconds ahead.
So Las Vegas is let's see, 11. So the track time, 10 p.m. Pacific on Saturday the 23rd. It's gonna be 11 p.m. It'll be 1 a.m. your time.
Yeah,
At
it's
least,
fine.
at least you won't be on a bus this time for that.
No.
So we're gonna probably be live for that one, our first live. We haven't done a live stream race watch this year,
No, I
have we?
just haven't lined up and
Schedules haven't worked. So Brazil coming up this weekend.
maybe we can find a way to do like the last 50 or 100 laps of the Phoenix Championship or something this year.
Yeah, so I'll be
Do a
there
watch along with
Saturday,
that.
but Sunday I will not. So the race starts at noon Eastern on Sunday, and the Cup Series race starts at 2 p.m. So hey, probably watch both and not have to miss anything.
Yeah, it should line up really well.
Then our wives will be like, "Oh, good, back-to-back racing on Sunday, wonderful, just wonderful."
So make sure you spend time with the family on Saturday to have Sunday race day.
You ditched me with those monsters again.
Or just do something bad enough to be in the doghouse on Sunday, but that'd be like a reward. So I know that won't happen.
I mean, let's be honest here. I'm in trouble all the time.
Me too. It happens.
I just, I mean, if we're not in trouble, we're not, we're doing something wrong.
Yes.
Or maybe we're doing something right. I don't know. All right. So we have our fun race. I think we're going to broadcast it. We got to firm that up and make sure Taka is available. But that is going to be pure chaos, and I'm all for it.
Yep.
You've officially decided you're going to go Legends.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Legends.
I will be in the modified. I will punt a mini stock if you get in my way. I
I
need to
would
do
do a
an.
mini stock, but you actually got to drive those Legends. You can just floor it and go.
I want to do. I'm going to run an AI race and go in the modified and just see what happens if I punt a mini stock.
Yeah, I should probably do an
I
AI
mean, I'm
race.
not going to intentionally wreck anybody, but like you've got a pretty drastic speed difference between the two cars that, regardless if you're trying or not, someone's going to get punted in a
I
mini
need to
stock.
see if we can actually like overcook a Legends tire.
So far, we have 2 confirmed modifieds that'll be on the track.
You were saying the other day it sounds like a lot of Legends.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of legends out there, but there's going to be minimum of 2 modifieds. You know who the other one is?
Oh, I have no idea.
Tyler.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
yeah,
I did see that. What am I thinking?
yeah. Tyler is like, ooh, modify Tyler Vickery. He's like my favorite. And
We're gonna
he's
see
like,
one person in the mini stock.
it I think I think it's gonna be I just get this feeling it's gonna be like 90% legends and then like Tyler and me in a modified and maybe one crazy person in a mini stock.
I don't know. Maybe I switch to a mini stock and just take my chances.
Hey, if you're the only one out there, you're the guaranteed class winner. So you should take
I'm
the green
gonna
flag.
do Legends. I like driving those cars.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We did that exhibition race a while back. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mention it now in our chats and stuff. After the fun race, we'll have a little mini 3 race SRX season. Just go out, have some fun, beat up some cars. I think we'll do
Did you
2 short
publish the
tracks
schedule for
and
that?
not yet. I need to do
No.
it here in this coming week. I
I'll say
wanted
you need to
to
get that
get up to
published.
the fun race and get through Wednesday night dash first, but
Yeah, it's hard to believe the season's over now. It's like I'm looking forward to some downtime because it's a lot of effort to run a league and prep graphics, get everything ready to go for the broadcast team. Shout out to Trevor, who's done a great job with the series the last couple of seasons with us. And I get him his pre-race briefing on Monday and get all the graphics, and I started making that video this season. And um I think the video was a lot of fun, and it really wasn't that much effort to do. Especially you got the formula down, and I do my voiceover. I would write out a voiceover and then I'd stick it into Chat GPT and just say polish this, make sure it fits around 30 seconds, and 5 seconds later this should fit about 30 seconds. And I've had to make some slight adjustments on the fly, but there were a couple of them where it adjusted it was perfectly lined up. I didn't have to change a thing. So this is a situation, it's like I didn't have AI write it. I had it help me clean it up. I wrote it.
yeah, I think with the SRX, we'll have the 2 short tracks, one kind of like medium track. We'll just run. I'll probably do like 50 laps or something. We'll throw some cautions and limited fast
Have
repairs.
you even driven the SRX yet?
Yes, I
Okay, you
took
have.
it
Is
to Thompson.
the best. It's kind of squirrely.
It's a lot of fun. I like it.
No. All right. So Martinsville, Brazil. Our seasons are over. Fun race next week.
Yeah, and then we'll have a couple weeks, and I think we got a team gearing up for Fuji.
Fuji, yeah. I was one of those where I wasn't sure if that was going to be on the schedule or not, and
Yeah, it
looks like it is.
might look like Ian, Lucas, and myself running. But we'll get that solidified here in the coming week.
And I'm going to be spending my next 2 months plus working on fundamentals. And my goal is to be somewhat competitive in January. So I've got some things planned that I'm going to, got a kind of a curriculum I'm putting together to work on, get some practice in. I just my problem is I would tank the qualification. I'd start in the back, and then I would struggle to get by people. It's like once I finally got by them and figured things out, it's too late. Too late to really make any serious moves. So, um, better starts and holding my position. Those are the 2 things I need to work on for next year. And
Yeah, I'll be getting some winter testing going and probably start running some carb cup just get used to the next gen again and get a feel for it because I haven't really driven it since seasons ended.
probably maybe I'll push myself into A, run a couple of A class races. Actually, wait, I wouldn't be able. Well,
If you get to be 499 safety, you can join in.
yeah, I'm actually. What is my safety right now? I don't think I'm going to be
Have
able to
time
do that.
trials and you can bump up.
Yeah, they're really skimping on the time trial safety ratings. Like it goes up like 0.08 after like driving for 30 minutes. Let's see. My safety rating right now is 3.68.
So
Yeah.
you're actually not too far from getting a bump.
I mean, all I need to just run some official oval races in Class B,
If anything, just
which
chill at the back and just
lose
avoid
lose
stuff.
lose some I rating.
Spend some time around some cars. That's what helps really bump it.
Oh shoot, it's Indy week. You mentioned that.
It is.
Oh shoot,
Actually came off a P3 finish the other night.
finally, like you've had such bad luck there.
Kryptonite. Like
So
the
okay,
Andretti's.
so I'll get an Indy race in, and
They're
let's
averaging about 5 cautions from what I can see.
5 cautions. It's not too bad.
I did have Code Brown moment in that race.
All
There were
right.
actually a bunch of us that took the access road to avoid it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do so Indy's at so I got an Indy race and we get one of those in there. Kentucky's Rockingham, Michigan and Kansas. Those are all good, except for Rockingham. I don't know how Rockingham would be. I feel like that would be very bumpy.
It I don't know if they changed something, but it wasn't as bumpy as I remembered.
Did
You
they
just gotta
repave in real life? I feel like they
yes. Just watch your entry onto the turns, but it is a very fast track.
so looking at the Class B Xfinity series, you got Martinsville this week, you're gonna have Phoenix next week, and then after that, you got Dover. Um, which Atlanta is this? 2008 Atlanta, an auto club, and then Charlotte to end the year. So I should be able to get four.
Yeah, got experience in all those to run a little.
All right. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. F4racingonline.com, at F4racingonline on social media. Give us a follow. And we will see you next week after the fun race.
Hope everybody had a fun and safe Halloween. Be sure to give us a follow on Spotify, and thanks for tuning in. Take care.